Welcome, Cinepals. I'm Jabby Kaway, joined by Andrew Flash Gordon.
What's up?
We are continuing on with DERRY Season 1, Episode 5. I am very excited to jump back into this series. We've actually taken a few days off because it's been crazy town over here. But man, I'm very, very, very happy that we're getting to do this today. So y'all, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching while you're subscribing and upvoting. I forgot to say a couple things. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we can only show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us, no cuts, no interruptions, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabbyKaway, or become a member of this channel where you'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix subscription so you can open it up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, and it'll be like you're watching it with two of your favorite pals from the internet. Now, if you're watching this on Patreon or memberships already, thanks so much for supporting us here. I kind of hit the green tone, the background here, and I'm wearing a green shirt for the Irishness going on in here, and it's March.
So I guess I can't pinch you now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Caught me off guard.
It's just a rehearsal of...
They've been playing the same 3 songs since 1795. What do they need to rehearse for? We need to shift ourselves. We're the last Fenians standing.
Relax, though. We've a good 2 or 3 hours before the rioting starts.
I'll not settle myself until we're over that border day.
You're absolutely sure we need the big clock?
Why would you bring that?
What exactly is your problem with a big clock?
I wouldn't say I have a problem as such. It's just much heavier and takes up a lot of room.
I'm telling you, Mary, that's how it starts. Now he's dictating what size of clock you can pack.
Listen to it. We just listen to it. I mean, I can't. Why do they have to be so loud? Dreams, love.
Farmers for me, Claire. I mean, my hearing's impeccable.
I've read the same paragraph 47 times.
That's so relatable.
He's a bad Brit, Mrs. Quinn. I have to know if they catch him. Can I come away with you, please? Okay, well, if your mother has no objections, I don't see why not. Thank you. Thank you. I'll never forget this. Thank you. Christ's sake. Do you think it's an omen?
Right. Now watch.
Oh, what?
What about that? It'll change your life.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's very impressive, Jim. But we're actually in a bit of a hurry, so if we could just grab that tent.
Bears are particularly vicious.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many bears there are in Port New, though, Jim.
But there was a cheetah on the beach one time.
And that was a greyhound, Orla.
I know what I saw.
They're being dismissive of him, but that might come back.
Wow, I was just singing this song this morning. That is random.
Really?
Yeah, I swear. Because I was thinking of The Wedding Singer.
No, dear God, no.
What's wrong?
I can't find my purse.
I can see your purse right there.
Well, no, that's my sterling purse.
Oh my gosh.
I can't find my pump purse, Jerry. We can't go to the Free State without punts. We're puntless. We haven't a pump between us.
I don't know what that is.
I think I'm having a panic attack. Oh, stupid punts.
Over this. So what happened back there was totally fine, but this is worth having a panic attack about? There's more chance of me eloping with your father to a flip-flop shop in Hawaii.
Look, okay, fine.
What's going on? Why have we stopped?
My pump purse is in the bucking suitcase.
Punts are such a pain in the arse. Why can't they just use sterling?
Well, they did for a while, Sarah, but then, partition happened.
Holy God!
What the hell?
Amidst's the name. Well, not my real name, but it'll have to do. During the last 24 hours, crossing the border has become somewhat of a priority for me, so I did a bit of asking around, just in the off chance someone might be heading down that way, and your name came up, and there you have it.
Fantastic.
Oh, the fact that there's an actual profile in the front of our car. No!
Moby
I've
Dick.
lost my bookmark. Now I've lost my page. Oh my God, this day just goes from bad to worse.
Why doesn't someone just call the police?
Because that's not how things work around here, James.
Well, how do things work here? How do they work? Will one of you please explain it to me? Because sometimes I feel like I've gone through the f***ing looking glass.
Calm down, James.
Don't be such a dick, James.
But this is dangerous, Joe. He is dangerous.
I'm not dangerous.
In fairness, Emmett, if you were dangerous, you wouldn't say that you were dangerous, would you?
Can you hear that?
Hear what?
Come on, Emmett, out you go.
You just stay with your son.
Tick. It's like a ticking sound.
The clock that's in the suitcase.
Oh dear God.
We're all involved in this, Dad.
I feel like
We'll
it's the
decide
clock
what
in
to
the
do
suitcase.
as a family.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she thinks it's a bomb.
Hey, Hannah, Mom! Listen, Mommy! Listen!
Look, Aaron, that's just the big clock.
It's aiding and abetting. We're talking serious jail time here.
Well, it's a risk we have to take.
No, it's not, Joe. It's not a risk we have to take.
He's the only one who sees sense.
I've yet to hear anybody say anything to convince me that bringing that lad across the border with us is a good idea.
Shit, he's gone.
I really didn't want to have to do this.
Jesus Christ!
Is there something wrong with her?
Stop that, Aaron.
Sorry, Emma. You were saying?
You need to help me out here.
We do that and we're breaking the law.
Will you recognise the legal system of a brutal imperialistic oppressor, do you?
If they can put me in jail for 20 years, then yes, Emmett. Yes, I do.
You wanted a cup of tea, she brought you a Coke, and you just sat there and said, "Sweet Fanny Adams."
You couldn't have said Fanny.
Well, that's because I like Coke.
Our customer service is shocking as well.
I just wanted to say that I ordered tea, you brought me a Coke, and that's not acceptable.
But you drank the Coke.
That's not the point. Your attitude is worse. It's simply not good enough.
I'll bring you a tea.
You do that.
Oh, now he's gonna feel bad.
I got a bit of bad news today. Oh, I haven't really been able to focus. I'll just clear this.
No. Ignore all that.
I'll bring you your tea right away, sir.
Oh.
That's gonna go over well.
Well, there was absolutely no need for that.
Oh my God!
Harsh.
Awful.
Poor girl.
Oh, my goodness.
I've had it with the lot of ye.
Seriously.
And just for the record back there, I was being an Australian tourist. Okay?
Oh. 2 guns.
Interesting.
Oh, it was him.
Ready?
Go then.
What is that, a fish?
A dolphin, is it? It sort of looks like Moby Dick, actually.
What's on the other side?
A harp.
So heart must be the head and fish must be the tail.
Oh, well, that makes sense, yeah, because fish have tails. Why don't we just do it again with real money? This is real money, Sarah. You know.
The mural on our house, the spray paint. It was Emmett. I can prove it.
Sly wee bastard.
You bloody tout.
Where is Emmett? There he is.
He's
He's
taking
doing
the
it
car.
again.
What's he doing?
He's gonna hop in. With the tent.
I told you to look after that tent.
No, you didn't. You told him to look after it.
Blame the wind, big man. Jim's second best tent. How am I going to break it to him?
God, I didn't see that ending coming. I thought there was like 10 more minutes of episode of them trying to make do without the tent, and it just stopped right there. Perfectly fine place to stop, hoping that it continues. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm not. Either way, wherever they go with this, I'm on board for the adventure. But I was just like, wait, what? That's the end?
Yeah, I feel like every episode, though, has its own storyline. Doesn't really continue from the last episode, but...
There is a thread. Dad character constantly being berated. There is this sense of him getting less and less patient about it with each episode, to the point that it really like came to a head in this episode where he got, well, not so much. He definitely, started growing a spine and fighting back.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so funny though. I love that actor. He plays, because everyone is playing it so comedically in each of their roles, but the actor who plays Jerry, he plays it so straight, and I love the contrast between that. I think it just it really balances out between the comedic and more jokey performances. I love how they get on him. I can completely relate to that because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing.
Right, exactly.
So I found that so hysterical, in the thing where they're like, dude, you need to start growing a spine, because there was everything in the episode, letting the grandpa walk, or letting Joe take the map from him, letting him drive and lead the way, letting the guy Emmett be in the back seat, not wanting to get the tea when the Coke came. I mean, so these are all relatable things, and I've even been in that area too, where something has happened, even at a restaurant, I've gotten a thing and I didn't say anything. I'm like, I don't know, should I say something? I don't want to upset the waiter or waitress. So what I love so much about this show is, there's a lot of comedic bits in it, but there's a lot of things too that are very relatable.
Well, my favorite relatable thing was when was it Claire was reading Moby
Dick, yeah,
and she's like, I've been reading the same paragraph over and over and over again, and I've never heard anyone else talk about that kind of frustration, because I get very easily distracted by noise, whether it's music playing from the neighbor or a dog barking, and I'll just get I'll get messed up, and as if the last sentence I read completely disappeared from my mind, and I have to start over again to get the context again, and it'll just happen, repeat. And it's just what the hell? Why? It's you have no control over these external factors, and just all that rage bubbles up into this irrational sort of attitude. And I think that she perfectly captured that. She perfectly embodied it in that moment.
That's definitely happened to me too. I easily get distracted when I am reading, so when I'm hearing other noises, I usually have some kind of a background, maybe classical
white
music
noise
or something.
Oh God, classical.
Just something that's just relaxing, and it's not gonna take my mind off of what I'm reading. But I've had that happen so many times where I'm I just read a paragraph, or I just read a sentence, I'm I did not retain that information in any way. So when the way she said, I'm yes, I've had that happen so many times. But I liked all the different storylines that each character had. You had, Aaron so worried that Emmett was gonna, basically kill all of them. Then you had Grandpa Joe just was doing his good impression of just berating Jerry every second that he could get, which I love when he does that. And same thing with James. I feel like James and Jerry have a lot of parallels where they just get dunked on every second, which is fine. I love it. I thought it was so funny. Is it what was the character Michelle, where from the tarot card, she thought that was possibly her husband. She's I'll just have to make do. And so I thought that was hysterical too. So
I think Michelle's attitude about it is something that I think people older can relate to for sure. It's sometimes you reach this point of kind of ready to settle. You're well, I guess I'll just make do with this. We're here now. You're not getting any younger. And it's one of those things that I feel people in their 30s or 40s can relate to quite easily. Or maybe even people in their late 20s, if you're in a pocket of the world where you feel like you got to get married young and make a decision, it kind of feels that way. And so I feel even her, as nonsensical as her approach is to that whole little thing, I feel it is a relatable thing. And like Jerry, I feel we're going to see James freak out at some point or completely blow up.
Yeah,
because like you said, they keep dunking on him repeatedly. It's just abusive. One of the thoughts that occurred to me while the show was going, right when they parked the cars, it was why do I like this so much? And I think that it's because I'm half Italian. I don't know how many Italians have been around, but they can get loud and temperamental and just very big and very sarcastic and take pot shots at each other all the time. It's that sort of vibe. And I think that's what I'm relating to, and just how sarcastic everybody is and the ridiculous, absurd nature that everything goes to. It's so much fun. When Aaron thought that he had a bomb, he's well, I didn't want to do this. And he's just pulling out a pack of smokes, and she thinks it's a gun or something, and she just goes under the table.
Yeah, that reaction was priceless.
Her physicality in that moment was great. And in the car, there was something that had happened where she's trying to keep cool. And they said, oh, there's someone pointing a gun at us. She's well, it's not ideal. She's we're in a bit of a pickle, I guess. She had fewer moments in this episode, but each of her moments were perfect.
These actors are so good. Whether it's one of the episodes where, they have a lot to do and a lot to shine, they make it count, or whether they have a smaller amount to do, they make it count. That's what I love so much about this cast. It doesn't matter how big a role they are in the particular episodes, they always make their lines and their moments to shine in the episodes count. And that's what it's so much camaraderie in this cast. I mean, they are all so freaking good. The chemistry is electric in this cast, and I freaking love it. I think my favorite part, though, is always when the Grandpa Joe, whenever he dunks on Joe. I don't know why. That's just always my favorite part. And obviously, too, I mean, I love all the cast, but I freaking love Claire. Like, even just like when she's just reading the book and you can see her face, and like when she's like, I can't take this noise, I can't take this noise. Like, just her facial reaction, I mean, it's just really good. And really random remark, just every time I was looking at the Grandpa Joe, I keep thinking of Pierce Brosnan. I know it's obviously not
Interesting.
Pierce Brosnan.
I would not have thought that myself, but I can see where you're getting that. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
Andrew Flash Gordon.
Peace out.